I mean, every single risk you took, every choice you made, it just always paid off. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Like a dream come true. But what happens when that dream twists into a complete nightmare? Today, we're going to dive into a story that breaks down the real, terrifying cost of getting everything you've ever wished for. All right, so our story kicks off right here. Picture a high stakes casino table, and the air is just thick with tension, with desperation. And the pot? A staggering 20 lakh rupees. Now, for those of you who don't know, that's 2 million. For the two guys sitting at this table, this isn't just about money anymore. No, it's their entire future hanging in the balance, all depending on the turn of a single card. And then there's this guy, the man who apparently cannot lose. He just looks his opponent dead in the eye and says, "No one can beat me today, because my name is Lucky." And you can tell, for him, that's not just a name. It's a statement of fact. It's a declaration of some kind of unnatural power. And it's what kicks this whole terrifying story into gear. Okay, so let's break down this first encounter, right? What really happens when you pit pure, abject fear against absolute, unshakable confidence? I mean, look at this. This really captures the whole psychological battle perfectly. On one side, you've got Gaurav, and his face just screams pure fear, or as it says here, khauf. And on the other side, there's Lucky, the picture of Vishwas, of just absolute confidence. You know, this isn't just a game of cards at this point, it's a battle of wills. And honestly, one of them has already lost before the cards are even shown. And then it happens. The moment of truth. Gaurav lays down his cards, and you can see this wave of relief just wash over him. He thinks he's done it. He thinks he's won. But Lucky, he just kind of smiles. It's this calm, almost bored look. He throws his cards down, a winning hand. No surprise, no excitement. And just like that, Gaurav is completely wiped out. He's bankrupt. So a little later, we find them at the bar. Gaurav is just broken. He's lost every single thing he had. And in this moment of pure desperation, he goes up to Lucky and says something that's going to seal his fate. He says, "Brother, I want to be lucky like you." Think about that. He doesn't ask for money back. He wants to be lucky. And with that one desperate request, everything changes. The story takes this incredibly dark, irreversible turn. See, Gaurav is about to find out that this kind of luck, well, it isn't something you're born with. It's something you take. So Lucky starts to explain. He tells Gaurav his ability has nothing to do with skill or hard work or any of that. He talks about these powers in the world, things beyond our understanding that you can actually harness. But the price, it's not money. The price is something else entirely. It's sahas, it's courage, the absolute raw will to face down and conquer your deepest, darkest fears. But you gotta understand, this isn't just some simple test of bravery. Lucky is crystal clear with his warning. He says this ritual, yeah, it will grant you success in absolutely everything. But, and this is a huge but, if your courage fails for even a single second, the price is your life. The stakes couldn't be higher. And then Lucky sets the time and place with this absolutely chilling instruction. Tomorrow at 12 a.m., midnight, there's a graveyard just outside the city. Meet me there. Simple directions, right? And utterly, utterly terrifying. Which brings us to the task itself. What exactly does Gaurav have to do to get this incredible power? What's the real price he has to pay in that graveyard? Okay, the instructions, they're just nightmarish. Step 1, he has to go into the graveyard alone. Step 2, he has to find a very specific grave, one that belongs to another man named Lucky. Then he has to dig it up, uncover the corpse, and finally hammer a nail straight into its skull. I mean, just listening to these steps is horrifying. Can you imagine actually having to do it? And as if that whole thing wasn't enough, Lucky hands him a sealed letter. He tells him it contains all the secrets of the power he's about to get, but then he gives this really cryptic warning. Only open it when the right time comes. What does that even mean? Gaurav has no idea, but he's so desperate, he just takes it. So picture Gaurav in that graveyard, digging. The fear is just overwhelming. To keep himself from running, he just clings to Lucky's words, repeating them over and over like a mantra. Courage will help you, courage will help you. It's the only thing keeping him going, right up until his shovel finally hits something hard. But what happens after he finishes the ritual? It's not what he expected at all. Oh, the luck he was so desperate for? It's here. But it's not a gift, it's a curse. The next thing he knows, Garv wakes up. He's in his own bed. He's safe. He shoots up, completely drenched in sweat, and his first thought is just this huge wave of relief. Oh my God, what a terrible dream. He's convinced the whole thing was just a nightmare. But that feeling, it doesn't last long. Because then, this disembodied voice echoes through his room. It almost feels like it's coming from inside his own head. And it says, Gaurav, from today, your name is Lucky. And in that moment, he knows the nightmare wasn't a dream. It was an initiation. This demonic thing then lays out the rules of their new arrangement. So yes, he now has unending luck. That part's true. But there's a catch, of course. The entity is going to feed on his blood in exchange. He's not in control. He's just the host. And his number one job, the most critical task he has, find a replacement. Find the next poor, desperate soul to pass this curse onto. You can just imagine the pure horror washing over him. His hand is trembling as he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out that sealed letter. And then it all clicks. He suddenly understands this moment, this horrifying realization, this is the right time Lucky was talking about. So he rips it open. The note inside is short, and it is absolutely devastating. It's from the man he knew as Lucky, and it's a thank you note for freeing him from the curse. It ends with one last chilling piece of advice. Find your own lucky friend before you die. And that brings us right back where we started, full circle to that chilling line at the card table. No one can beat me today. You know why? Because my name is Lucky. Suddenly, it's not a boast anymore, is it? It's a lure. It's a carefully set trap to find the next victim. The story is just this horrifying, vicious cycle. And it really makes you wonder, if you were faced with that same level of desperation, what price would you be willing to pay for a little bit of luck?